one of the first things I remember buying was a 12-inch of Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew doing the show. The thing that really drew me to that was the beatbox, which I think must have been the first time I heard beatboxing. And also I think they sample Inspector Gadget on that song as well, and I was a big fan of the show at the time as well, so that's still in my collection, probably one of my favourite records, even though I don't think it's worth anything. I love it. Yeah. I pull it out every couple of months, have listened to B-Sides La Di Da Di, which has some pretty vulgar lyrics at the end, and as a 8-year-old kid, didn't really understand them. It was only until I was about 13, 14 that I realised what they were singing about. We have customers that are after obscure, rare and long out of print titles. They usually come to us because other stores most of the time only focus on catalogue titles. So we source things, things that go back to the 1950s. I'm currently working on a project with a customer who is after a cassette by a band called the 22s, who played at Mossman Hotel in the early 80s. They've disbanded back then, but I luckily found out that someone I know, band at the time, was also on the same label, and so I've contacted him to contact the guy from the band to see about trying to source that cassette. So it's a few steps beyond what we usually do, which is, well, actually not what we usually do. We do it all the time. We go further than just contacting our record companies. We'll source things from overseas, from other sellers, and yeah, so I'm really hoping that this works out and this guy can get this cassette that he hasn't heard since 1982 or something. Seeing the vinyl resurgence, which really started for us probably about 10 years ago. We had to add a second rack, and then it was a third rack, and then our last store was a 2-story building, and we would then had vinyl racks going up the stairs because we had no other space for them. So yeah, the change from going for maybe 200 LPs in the shop to what we have now, which is hundreds and hundreds, is great.